Namaste, welcome to our Group 1 Services Examination Guidance classes. In this series, we are going to discuss about the mains examination. Everyone knows it, there are 6 papers. Among these papers, one of the concept is science and technology, and it is a very important concept. Of course, for the science background students, it is a very simple. Of course, maybe some difficulty also is there, even though they are a science background. For non-science students, it is a difficult concept to give the clear explanation, because you are going to get maximum score from these 6 papers, then only you will be qualified for the final examination, means here for the selection, correct. So, very important thing is how to write the answer, that is a very important. So, here we are going to discuss about various concepts which are asked already in the examination. I am giving the information to you how to write the answer in a descriptive manner, because you completed your first stage, that is a prelims examination, that is totally objective pattern. So, it is a test for your conceptual knowledge and memorization. So, how you are going to recall your concepts, but this is a test for a presentation. As you know, different informations, but you have to present in a proper way, in a required manner. That is a very important. Now, I am going to discuss, and I am going to discuss how to write the answer, it also a point wise, a synopsis wise, with a clear explanation. The scenarios should be in a chronological order and a sequential order. That is a very important. Okay. So, today's concept is the universalizing a science and technology literacy. For any subject, the literacy is a very important. The terminology is very important. So, even if, for example, it a financial aspect, a financial literacy is very important. If it is a science literacy important, means a common phenomena is a literacy means is concerned to the language. But of course, mathematics has its own language, science its own language, social studies its own language, financial services its own language, banking its own language, technology its own language. So, what is the importance and how it is going to be universalized? Now, the total world become as a global village. So, without knowing the science and technology literacy, it is very difficult to survive it also. So, here we are going to discuss about the necessity and importance of and universalization of this science and technology literacy. Okay. So, now how to write? The very important thing is universalization of science and technology literacy, that is first science and technology literacy. If you want to say in a broad sense, it means such more than simplifying being able to read, understand and write. Of course, this is a basic thing for any kind of a language. You are able to read, you are able to understand and you are able to write about that particular subject. Of course, here we are going to discuss about science and technology. So, you have to write, you have to read and you have to understand how to write, how to express, how to present about the science and technology. However, important all these. So, this is very important. This is the first thing. So, first point you are going to write about how to read, how to understand, how to express, how to present about and science and technology, the first one. And I am using this a simple word, because number of times is writing about science and technology, I am using as STL. STL simply stands for science and technology literacy. So, STL also includes the ability to apply scientific and technological concepts and the process skill to the life, work and culture of one's own society. For example, if you want to understand artificial intelligence, so you have to know some different kinds of softwares and a terminology, it is a programming, it is a language. All these things are very important. So, the scientific technological concepts also very important, and the process skills to the life. This is for example, I am going to explain a simple thing here. if you want to use a 3D printer, a 3-dimensional printer. So for that, if you want to use that, so there is a Quora software is important, and of course Arduino software is important. So that's a way, and very simple Scratch program is also important, correct. So like some software, some programming languages, some terminologies, these are there is some coding also very important, all these things, correct. It therefore includes attitudes, values enabling one to distinguish between worthwhile or inappropriate use of science and technology. So this is a very important. So that attitude is very important, includes the and the values. For example, if you take the science is, as you know that science is a double-edged knife. So we can use it for some valuable things and social. You can use it for social reforms and social useful things. At the same time, you can use it for anti-social element also, for that, because there's, as I will give a small example to you. So Aaron, everyone knows it, Aaron, who is the inventor for the atom bomb. Actually, so when he is invented that atom bomb, at that time he is expected there is some underground water in the of course deserts, in deserts. He is explained when you blast this atom bomb in desert area, so the underground water comes into required manner into, of course, in the surface of the this, and the deserts will be converted into as a drought, converted into fertile land. That's the aim on that one. But so if you use that atom bomb for the destruction, means here the usage, the means attitude, the value is changed, correct. Now even now we are using cell phones and all these things, 5G technology and 4G technology, all these things, if you use it for the for good manner, definitely then. But you are observing there is so many what you call it as these technological crimes, okay. So this virus, sending viruses, misusing of this technology and using for anti-social elements. So all these things also is another side of this usage for the technology. So the values and attitudes as a very important for the adoption and implementation of the science and technology. So that is appropriate use of science and technology is a worthwhile or very important. So morphing, you are using morphing or other porn sites, all these is another sides of the science and technology. But so that's the reason. So the science and technology, you can use it in a proper way, then only the results will be highly good, okay. And science and technology literacy implies, so what are the things we are going to write? The first one, an appreciation of the nature of science and technology and development of positive attitudes and values relating basic science and technology to other areas of human activity. So this is a very important. Now we are using nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, correct. So when you are using all these advanced science and technology, that should be highly useful for the development of positive attitudes and values, because we are using nanotechnology and we are creating a nano urea, means in the agriculture field there are a lot of revolution comes, and there is an increase in the rate of growing crops, correct. At the same time, we are using this nanotechnology for finding various kinds of medicines, and at the same time operations and the apparatus for doing that, performing the operations, correct. So the values are very important. So as much, but at the same time, when you use this for the different things, means destructive nature, that's not good. So that's the reason we are saying that science and technology and development of positive attitudes and values relating the basic science and technology for other areas of human activities. So we are performing the various human activities, agriculture, education, medicine, correct. industries, in the various human activities, we are using this science and technology, advancement of science and technology for the different human activities. That should be a developed and done with the positive attitudes and values. This is the very first thing. And expose it to effective teaching strategies and relevant examples of science and technology. So, means here we are different kinds of stages, as you know that there is a primary education system, secondary education system, higher education system and university education. So, here from the primary education level onwards, we have to develop such attitudes and values among the scientific temper is a very important. So, you have to develop scientific temper and you have to develop the practical knowledge, so the science can be done through the practical activities, means activity based learning. This is a very important. So, when we are getting the fruits of the science and technology, when you understand the science and technology in a proper manner. So, the basic knowledge is very important. So, it's whether it is a formal education or non-formal education, but you have to give a more importance for this the basic concepts, the basics of the subject is very important. So, these are the simple things. If you want to say about as kinematics and dynamics, a simple word. So, when you are using the kinematics, when you are using the dynamics, this is a very, even though it is a very simple, but you have to understand, and that is a very important. In the absence of the external forces, so when you study about the motion of the body, that is a kinetic motion. So, when you consider the external forces also, if you want to study the motion of the body or the behavior of the body, means that will be considered as a dynamics. Of course, there are various kinds of dynamics, the thermodynamics is there, fluid dynamics is there. So, like different branches of sciences, even in the mathematics also. So, in the primary stage and secondary stage, there is no difference between the maths and sciences. So, when you are going in advance, this science and technology, of course, when you consider this and this applied mathematics will be considered as a science, and applied science will be considered as a mathematics. So, this is a very important. So, we have to give the more exposure for effective teaching strategies and relevant examples of science and technology. This is the most important. So, now we are using the hybridization of knowing about the various kinds of the chemical bonding structure and the periodic table, correct, and various elements also. So, here the creativity, logical thinking, analytical reasoning, correct, and aesthetic sense, science temper, all these are the different qualities. All these qualities will be improved by different teaching strategies. So, this is a very important. Always when you adopt the lecture demonstration method or heuristic method, synthetic method or other method, analytic method. So, there should be a new teaching methods, appropriate teaching methods or effective teaching methods are very important, correct. So, we have to adopt effective teaching strategies in the classroom transaction, which gives the proper fundamental concepts and clarity in the concept formation among the children who are studying in primary, secondary and higher secondary levels. So, that is very important. And the familiarization with the process of accessing and communicating science and technology information and a willingness to use it to meet personal, local and global requirement. So, this is a very important. So, means we have to develop the value of appreciation of learning science. This is a very important. The biodiversity is a very important thing. So, the familiarization of the process of accessing and communicating science and technology information, this is a very important thing. So, through different field visits, laboratory activities. So, that is the reason presently in the system the departments also adopted the different lab activities. Mostly the textbook writing is also depends on the this system, a teaching strategy, and of course a presentation method is depends on how the accessing and communicating science and technology information. So, the willingness to use it, this is a very important. So, here by force that interest should be is a self interest, and the student or the person who are going to express his willingness to use and to meet to learn about the science and technology, not only in the personal or local, even for global requirements also. Clear, this is a very important. So, now but through, if you want to learn gaming for example, so basic concept is Scratch program. Through Scratch program you can develop by using you can develop the coding, and through coding you can develop the various things. All these things are very important. Okay. And one more important thing, it is follows from the above definition that a person becomes scientifically and technologically literate by some involvement in the application of science or technology which interests them are more intimately related to their everyday life, or which they perceive being a significant or important to them beyond the requirement of examination. So, unfortunately what will happen now, the students are learning the science and technology in point of examination. Okay. So, always they are looking about which kind of questions comes in the examination, and some it's a very pity thing, and of course which is not advisable thing is in the market, even though even for the technical students also, BTech students also, for their curriculum the question banks and the previous papers books also available in the market. They are taking books and preparing the examination and they are completing their examination without having any kind of a conceptual knowledge and perfectness in the particular curriculum. So, it is not the correct thing. So, here beyond the requirement of examination, scoring marks 70%, 80% or 90%, this unhealthy competition is not correct. So, the children you are going to get, of course, even technological persons also, means the BTech children students are students who are completing that engineering. So, they have to develop that what you call it as that skills. That is a very important thing here. So, they have to develop psychomotor skills. This is a very important thing. So, always by hearting through rote memory, rote learning and reproducing the same in the examination, getting more marks, and this kind of evaluation is not correct. So, the first, every children, of course, every student is feels that they want to know about the depths of the science and technology, about the concept. The involvement in the learning process is a very important thing. So, how they involved, and so if how they understand a concept and how they are using what they learn in them, and every time they are going to connect what they learn into with the daily life situations. They have to give some practical experience. Clear? Now, most of the now so many experiments. So, now the government also is supporting the people who are different kinds of innovations, supporting innovations. Recently, the our state governments and central governments also are starting to improve the what you call it as simply experimentation, innovation, creation. So, the central government also through Niti Aayog, they started Atal Tinkering Labs. So, they are tinkering the concept, and now the children is going to innovate new concepts, and they are conducting various science exhibitions, and they are performing their different kinds of exhibitions. For example, student innovation challenge. So, through student innovation challenge, so they are encouraging the students to participate and innovate different things, and they have to exhibit. So, this is a very important, that planning, the execution, correct. So, all these things are very important. So, examination is not the correct area, and our evaluation system also should be changed. We have to give more importance to the practical knowledge. So, here the project work is very important. So, that even though project work, but it is a nominal thing here. So, the project, once the project work is improves, definitely that helps that one. And the next one, attitudes and confidence are usually most effectively developed by significant first hand or contrived experiences. So, here the main thing is we have to convert their practical experience through activities, experimentation, experimentation, project works, all these, and scientific visits. All these things, that presentation of all these things is very important. So, the attitude and confidence. So, these are the most important thing here for the development of science and technology. And the terminology. So, each, just now we discussed about the terminology is a very important. Each subject has its own terminology. First, they have to understand the terminology of the concerned subject. Clear? Okay. Now, we are going to discuss about the scientific and technological literacy for citizenship. This is a crucial point. How to, that's the reason the need to promote world community of scientifically and technologically literate citizens was regarded as urgent by the World Conference of Education for All held in 𝗬𝗻 in 1990. The UNESCO Project 2000 Plus committed to developing appropriate structures and activities to foster scientific and technological literacy for all in all the countries of the world was a direct response to this need identified and the earlier World Conference. The various programs, proposals and initiatives concerned with the scientific and technological literacy in many different countries are therefore part of global movement, although they are not a force necessarily associated directly with the UNESCO initiatives. So, here the there is a very important, the need based. So, there is a need to promote and to world community of scientifically and technologically literate citizens. Already this is a very important. Just now we discussed about the scientific and technological literacy is a very important for good. In, so, when you consider this one as a separate wing, these citizens who are scientifically and literally technologically sound, so they regarded urgent by the World Conference of Education for All held in 𝗬𝗻 in 1990. So, in the World Conference, so they identified the necessity of the promoting of the world community of who are the scientifically and technologically citizens. Okay, this is a literate citizens, that is a very important. The word literate citizens is a very important. For this, UNESCO Project 2000 plus, 2000 plus means a committed developing appropriate structure and activities. So, this is a very important. So, now robot technology also using, now we are using the STEM means as you know, the science and technology and engineering and mathematics, as this is STEM projects. Now, we are using STEM projects, robot technology we are using, and this is adopted in the from school educational level, not only engineering, so school education level. So, this technological activities and structures developed, various projects are developed, that is Niti Aayog is supporting some other things also, means even ISRO also, means ISRO also supporting, DRDA also is supporting for the various projects, especially scientific melas also conducted, and scientific what you call it, different exhibitions, not only in the national level, even international levels also. Various activities are being conducted, and those are that result will give the more impact. Now see, from diesel cars to petrol, now petrol to gas supported, now we are shifting to electrical cars, and means there is a change, there is a shift, there is a fast drive from roots to application, correct. So like this is a very important, and the various programs and various proposals and various initiatives, especially concerned to with the scientific and technological literacies, is a very important. And recently that will be given, as you know that recently some experiments. So some experiments gives there is a rumor, there is a myth in this and the coronavirus also has developed is a man-made. This is a myth, may be true or may not be true. Still there is not giving a final conclusion whether the coronavirus is a man-made or another one by modification of these viruses comes, but means a lot of in the and as you know that necessity is a mother of invention. So our Indian people especially this we developed one vaccine, and finally of course maybe it is true or we don't know, means we got the win among the application implementation of this coronavirus COVID-19, correct. So this is a very important. So the various programs, various proposals, various initiatives concerned with the scientific and technological literacy, and the many different countries are means now most of the countries are giving more importance, and they are allocate the budget for this science programs also. And now as you know that our ISRO is now doing a performing recently ISRO performed successfully sending a private commercial satellites also, commercial satellites also for the private purposes also. Means here there is a shift, there is a improvement in the what you call it as in science. But so for that reason, so as much as the literate citizens, scientific and technological literate citizens, the population increases, so definitely there is a growth in the science. So that is a very important. And one more thing here, the necessity for the implementation of the various activities and various operations. So directly the United Nations of Education, Scientific Culture and Organization, you know that UNESCO take a lot of initiatives. They are performing a lot of initiative, and they are performing the same thing for the promoting science temper. So for that reason even for different school education level, they are performing, they are encouraging innovative things here, and they are providing, just now I said, for developing this scientific temper, the central government is providing the central government is providing different funding. Means here it is giving a 20 lakh rupee for establishing Atal tinkering labs. So which supports the tinkering and innovation among the school education level, correct. So so we have to write what are the things that should be in a synopsis wise, and because the concept is very vast, so you have to write in a very simple and in a very sequential mode. So we will continue the same thing here for the next, because this is some part about that one, still some more is there. So we will discuss in the another part, means so another part of for this series. So like maybe you have take the printout about these notes, and you can prepare your own notes also. That is a very important, clear. So like you have to write the answer, still some more is there. I am going to discuss the remaining part for the in the next episode. Clear? So, we will meet you how to write about the universalization of science and technological literacy in the, for if the question was given how to write, we will going to discuss the remaining part in the next episode. Namaste.